man from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania put it this way: there would be many with good voices and good looks, but there would be only one Elvis. Combine a powerful surge of electricity with innocence, sideburns, a southern accent, a smile that is the most devastating thing since the atom bomb, and a form that is capable of style, excitement, and magnetism. Give this form life with his love for the fans and theirs for him, and shatter the placid 50s with a rhythmic rockabilly roll that would fell the rafters of American popular music. Dedicated to his memory and to the countless millions whose lives he touched, this is the legend of a king. The legend begins in East Tupelo, Mississippi, where on January 8, 1935, twins are born to two childhood sweethearts who would become man and wife. Vernon Elvis Presley is a poor sharecropper, and Gladys Love Smith works in a sewing mill for about $13 a week. Though underweight and delicate, Elvis Aaron will survive, but Jessie Guerin dies at birth. Young Elvis is very polite, respectful, and from the beginning he lives for the woman he will affectionately call Baby. But as Gladys remembers, he never had high hopes or ideals because the circumstances of our lives just didn't give him room to dream too big.
He was just an ordinary kid in the neighborhood then, we didn't have anything, and what we had we shared with each other.
Guy Harris, now a captain with the Tupelo Police Department.
We'd all go to church there, and, just like kids, big kids, we would all go up in the choir, and sing at times. We would mow lawns or help people do odd jobs around, to pick up a few coins, to go to a movie or something like that on weekends. Then we'd go up and where his park's built now, Presley Park here in Tupelo. We had a little wagon, and we'd ride it down the hills and things like that.
And even now, he will have his music. It's Christmas, 1947. When the Presleys can't afford the bicycle Elvis wants, Vernon will pay exactly $12.95 for his son's first guitar. And after a few lessons from Uncle Vester, he will plant himself in front of his phonograph with a stack of 78s and spend hours picking out rhythm chords. In the years to come, he will play the likes of Arthur Big Boy Crudup.
Well, now that's all right, now, Mama. That's all right for you.
Winoni Harris. Willie Mae Big Mama Thornton.
You ain't nothing but a hound.
And dozens of others that music critics will claim are the source of the Presley style. His influences span from Mississippi's black street singers and the gospel choirs of his youth to white country greats like Hank Williams and even pop idols like Dean Martin. Try as they will, the toughest critics cannot categorize his music. But most all of them agree that you can't argue with success. September 1948. Elvis is 13 when the family trades their two-room shanty for an old rooming house in the big city. They will squeeze into a single room on Poplar Street and apply to the Memphis Housing Authority for public assistance and living space in the projects. Vernon will pack cans for the United Paint Company, while Gladys waits tables and works as a nurse's aide at St. Joseph's Hospital. And in March of 1953, when the family's combined income surpasses the $3,000 limit, they will move up to a two-bedroom subsidized apartment. Between classes at L.C. Humes High School, Elvis will play end for the Tigers, until his mom sees the bruises and makes him give up the game. And in his senior year, he will surprise the whole student body when a quiet, shy Elvis shuffles timidly onto the cafeteria stage and wins the school talent contest singing Old Shep. Elvis would make a special place in his life for the Presley family's first love, the music of the Lord. He would almost always attend the all-night gospel sings at the famed Memphis Auditorium, where he will begin a lifelong friendship with the incomparable John Daniel Sumner.
Elvis was there for a month, and we talked to me backstage, and then I got to liking him, and he missed a month, and the next month he came, and I said, "Son, where were you last month?" He said, "I didn't have enough money to buy a ticket." I said, "Well, don't let it happen again. You come to the back door, and I'll let you in for nothing."
Another strong influence is Jake Hess of the Statesman Quartet.
He was just a young, little bright-eyed boy that you could just pick him out of a dozen or two kids around. He'd be the one you'd want to talk with. We just met, and he'd ask questions about gospel music. He said his ambition was to sing bass in the quartet someday and drive a bus.
He just admired Jake's voice and admired his style of singing and took a certain amount of his dynamics or the way he would move. And, of course, he just multiplied. But Jake Hess was Elvis Presley's idol.
That would be quite a thrill for me to think that someone like Presley had admired my singing, but I've never heard that in his singing at all.
But Elvis's gospel roots would have a lasting effect on his music.
By singing gospel, being embedded in gospel all of your life, brings out the sincerity. And I think it certainly adds to his ability to sing any song with great depth and great feeling.
It's a hot summer afternoon in 1953. Elvis, still driving a Dodge pickup for the Crown Electric Company, will park outside the Memphis Recording Service at 706 Union Avenue, a subsidiary for Sun Records. He will meet Marion Keisker McInnes, the former Miss Radio of Memphis, and pay her $4 to cut a 10-inch acetate disc of My Happiness, and That's When Your Heartaches Begin, and then proudly give the finished product to his mother. Though they usually went direct to disc, Miss Keisker will roll a tape and save it for Sun Records president Sam C. Phillips. She hears something in Elvis that reminds her of Sam's credo, that if he could find a white singer with the sound and feel of a Negro, he would make $1 million. But his first reaction to Elvis isn't quite what she expected. On January 4, 1954, when he comes in again, Sam will be there and agree that this kid with the sideburns has a lot of potential, and even though their first recording session will be a disaster, Sam will introduce him to a 21-year-old member of Doug Poindexter's country band and tell him to polish up an act. On July 5th, another friend will jam with him, and on July 6th, all three will report to the studio: Elvis Presley, bass player Bill Black, and guitar picker Scotty Moore.
We went through several different songs, and more or less taking a break, Elvis started clowning around. Just picked up his guitar and started singing That's All Right Mama. Bill picked up his bass, started slapping it, but I joined in, and it was just a rhythm vamp. Sam was in the control room, the door was open. He came out and said, "What are y'all doing?" I said, "That sounds pretty good." I said, we don't know. He said, "Well, sounds pretty good through the door." So we tried to do it again, and we put it on tape.
Phillips will hand-carry acetates of That's All Right Mama to disc jockeys all over the city. Most of them think he's crazy to mix black blues and white country and refuse to expose his racially integrated singer. Rocky Burnett, son of Presley classmate Johnny Burnett.